Hey everybody, I'm Able, and this is not Cigar Vlog because it is 22 degrees and snowing like frozen hell outside. So I'm going to talk about the combat rifle of Fallout 4, and the fact that it makes absolutely no sense. I'll show you exactly what I mean. By the way, this is my vanilla character, 100% vanilla, with the exception of like a couple of creation clip things. Anywho, I just remember how my buttons work. Okay. I'm going to talk about something interesting. Okay, so we've got the Deliverer, okay? Seems to be pretty much just right from the get-go, just Walter PBK, you know. Straight blow, you know, just simple, straight blowback. No harm, no foul. You can get these from pretty much any gun store anywhere. Walter PBK, Makarov, friggin' Bursa Thunder 380. Yeah, actual gun, okay? Obviously, not a real chambering, because if you actually tried to put 10mm into a straight blowback, it would basically be a pipe bomb. Also, a little bit of a nonsense design in this. There's two actual magazine catches on this. There's the thumb one right here, which you actually use. There's also heel release, because reasons. I can show you right now. Okay. That's the reload animation. So that would imply that you're using the thumb release instead of the heel release. Thing is, it kind of doesn't really show anything because you just kind of like shake your hand and just apparently it just falls out. So I don't know how it's actually stuck in there. You just like, bloop, it falls out. But what I really wanted to talk about was this bad boy. The combat rifle. This rifle makes no sense at all. On the surface, yeah, okay, looks like it's plausible. Yeah, okay, it might actually function. Looks kind of sort of like a gun. Somebody might have been able to make this. If you know anything about firearms design, you know there's a certain amount of space and spacing, and just things have to go in a certain place. Otherwise, they legit do not function. Case in point, the combat rifle. You can see right up here in the front we've got, appears to be a huge chunky gas block going into a gas piston that for some reason shoots straight into the magazine well. So that's a problem. We see our nice huge ejection port. Flip that around, take a little charging handle. Something's a little wrong here. So the caliber of this is 45, so it kind of makes sense that, you know, yeah, that's about a 45 ACP throw. Problem is the bolt is, well, too big. The actual charging handle does not actually throw the full length of the bolt. Not to mention there's really not really enough space in the upper receiver for both the bolt, if it's any kind of blowback, and a spring. And since it's looking like it's trying to be gas operated, we could possibly say that there was like a dual guide rod recoil spring setup, except again, you still have to have a certain amount of mass in the bolt, and there's just not enough space. Another oddball that I actually noticed a little earlier. Trigger? I don't actually know how this is supposed to fire because that doesn't actually line up with the actual receiver. I'm just kind of flabbergasted and dumbfounded that for as long as I've been playing this game, I just noticed this like maybe 5 minutes ago. Yeah, another thing I wanted to point out was the actual stock. You can actually set this up to use just a wooden, like, half stock. Basically where it swoops down there, right here. That's kind of the grip that you get, but with wood, if you use the short stock. this is important because in this particular setup, we could make an assumption that there might be a recoil spring buffer in the tube. Except it's not, because the rifle still functions with a... I'll show you this in a second here. This thing still functions. Like this. A solid wood stock butt plate that's just screwed in. Might seem a little nitpicky, but yeah, there's no way in hell this thing could actually function. And I thought, this is something I've been kind of wanting to talk about for a while in a video, because this is one of those oddball things of when you have a gun designed by guys who are fundamentally not gun guys. Anybody that knows me knows that I tend to be a slightly obnoxious gun nerd. I also notice on the magwell there's this big round thing right here. This lets you make the assumption that they were probably going to put a drum mag in here, because this is basically the same stock mesh as the combat shotgun, which does have a drum. But apparently something got cut. But like I said, this is a case of a gun being designed by people who are fundamentally not gun guys, mechanically inclined whatsoever, and kind of don't really know exactly why guns look the way they do. Everything on a firearm has a purpose. Having a gas tube and a piston that goes straight into the magwell has no purpose. It does not do anything. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out just because it bothers me. It doesn't bother me anywhere near as much as this god-awful nightmare. It's Vickers, Maxim, Lewis, what the fuck, just MG something. I don't know. No. I am not even going to dive into that monstrosity in this video because, oh my god. Anyway, I just wanted to throw out this little video to talk about this because, like I said, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot that this is such a nonsensical piece that somehow still works. Oh yeah, another thing. There is like no magazine catch. I don't know how that thing stays in there. What's Queen knowledge that is like way too long for a 45 ACP. Not to mention single stack. Anyway, I just wanted to point this out because there's little bits of attention to detail that just drive me absolutely crazy, and this is a handful of them. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it's cold as hell, and like I said, this is something that I've been bothered by for at least 2 games now. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, they both had the same combat rifle with the same messed up design. Because, well, 76 is basically 4 but modded. And this is just something that drives me absolutely insane. So, that said, I hope everybody found this at least a little entertaining, if not informative, or at least slightly informative. But yeah, if anybody at Bethesda happens to see this, there's a reason why we mod ARs into games. There's a reason why the original Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics had MP5s and Desert Eagles, because those are real guns and they actually, make sense. This thing is just a mess. Anyway, if anybody found this even remotely entertaining, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know if you've had similar issues with video game guns. Other than that, nice little video for a cold, snowy as hell day. That's pretty much all I got to say, at least for now. I'm not getting into that other just mess because, anyway. That's it for this one. I'll see you next time.